Only 3:12 this afternoon, FBI agents safely recovered the child who has been held hostage for nearly a week. Within the past 24 hours, negotiations deteriorated, and Mr. Dykes was observed holding a gun. At this point, FBI agents, fearing the child was in imminent danger, entered the bunker and rescued the child. The child appears physically unharmed and is being treated at a local hospital. The subject is deceased. The resolution of this matter is a direct result of the extraordinary collaboration between law enforcement at all levels. The exhaustive efforts and dedication of this community's law enforcement is truly exemplary. I want to thank everyone in this community that has supported us throughout the past few days. I know there are several questions that need to be answered and more questions to come. We will have an opportunity to address these later as more details become available.
But Steve,
thank you very much.
Steve, can you tell us how the raid went down at least? Give us a sense of it. How did it all happen?
This time I'd just like to thank everybody for your continued patience, the community support, and we appreciate everybody in law enforcement pulling together to get this job done. Thank you.
Sheriff, can you give us a sense of how it went down, sir?
On behalf of the Alabama Department of Public Safety and Governor Bentley, the great state of Alabama, we had all of our resources from the state of Alabama here to assist the sheriff in a safe recovery of the child, and that's the most important thing, is that we have a safe recovery of the child. Thank you.
Okay. Again, thank you all. I know there's a lot more details that we're interested in. We'll have that opportunity very soon. We will alert you when that time comes. Thank you.
Excuse me, when are you going to release the name of the boy?
Officials there telling us that the negotiations deteriorated with their suspect, Jimmy Lee Dykes, over the last 24 hours. He was observed holding a gun. They were fearing for that child's life, and so that's when officials say they went in, and Jimmy Lee Dykes is deceased. Let's go back out to Melissa McKinney on the scene. Melissa, there are a few more details to give us an idea of how this all unfolded.
Absolutely, Sally. Like you said, just a few more details about how the agents went in, when they went in. But of course, a lot of questions still unanswered. The good news is it looks like authorities will be answering those questions fairly soon. Of course, we don't know when we will get a chance to ask those questions, but we have been told there will in fact be another press conference where we will be able to ask some of those detailed questions. Of course, everybody wants to know how this went down. One of the reporters here close to us kept asking, how they did it, when they did it, and you could see from the press conference that officials were very reluctant to say anything. In fact, they did not give any details as to the specificity of how they in fact recovered the child. Let's recap what we just heard. At about 3:12 this afternoon, FBI agents recovered the young boy. We were told that the last 24 hours of negotiations had deteriorated. What that means, we don't really know. That will be a good question to ask here when we get the opportunity. We were told that Jimmy Lee Dykes was observed holding a gun. Another question to ask, how did FBI agents and everyone involved see that he was holding a gun? At that point, agents say they entered the bunker and rescued the child. The child was unharmed, and Jimmy Lee Dykes is now dead. So obviously the process here, putting the puzzle pieces together, is something that we want to do. We hope to be able to do that at the next press conference. You may have noticed some local officials there at the press conference. We had Harry Ann Smith from Slocum. She was there along with Hugh McCall from the Department of Public Safety. We saw Kirk Adams, the district attorney here. Many people involved in this, and of course you heard from Sheriff Wally Olson, who has literally been on the scene for days. We've been told he has not left, and so a lot of efforts went into this to make this happen, and a lot of questions that we still want to answer, and we hope to be able to have that opportunity soon. We are actually joined here by Ms. Harry Ann Smith. Ms. Smith, I know that you have been following this very closely. You were out here on day 1 and 2 of this entire event. Tell me, when you got the call that this was over and that 5-year-old boy was in fact alive and well.
Well, I actually had just drove up to be with the mother this afternoon, and they were whisking her away, and I was able to give her a hug, and she gave me a big smile. And so I knew that maybe that something good was happening, and immediately I had a phone call from a reporter that there was something happening. And so that's when I kind of knew and was very hopeful, but did not want to make any statements until I heard the news report from law enforcement that it was confirmed that he was safe. And I just want to thank our local law enforcement that was involved. They have worked tirelessly night and day. Our Alabama ABI law enforcement, we've just got some really dedicated people who meant to bring this child home safely. We had hoped for a peaceful end for everyone, but I'm just proud that the child's safe.
Senator Smith, you have been communicating, obviously, with the mother.
Yes.
Can you tell us about her state? This is a question. We keep talking about those unanswered questions. What was it like for her? What was she communicating to you?
I mean, as a mother and other mothers out there, I mean, I don't think I have to talk about what it would mean to a mother. I think mothers out there would understand what she was going through. And she was very strong and very brave. She said her little boy was brave and a sweetheart, and that she just prayed for his safety.
Do you know if she was able to talk to the little boy?
I don't have any details about that, no.
And what is she doing now?
My understanding, she is with him.
So she has gone to the hospital?
Yes, that she is with him. Mm-hmm.
Have you talked to her since this all unfolded, except for that hug that you shared?
No, I think that hug said it all.
Tell me, you are from this area. So many people have been commenting about the Wiregrass and the hospitality that is down here. And what can you say to that? You know about the folks down here.
Listen, there's no better area to serve, and I am honored to serve these people. They are wonderful, loving Christian people who just want to help each other out. It's kind of like you can pick on each other in your family, but when we kind of our backs are up against the wall, don't pick on us. We band together, and that's what happened in this community. From the volunteers, the Red Cross, all the citizens who have asked, how could they help? There's still a lot to be done. We've still got a lot coming up. That we've got to make sure these children's that they're doing well, and we just continue to need everybody's prayer. But we are blessed that little Ethan is going to be back home with his mom now.
Have you seen the child?
I've seen pictures.
Have you seen him today?
Oh, no. No.
And tell us, do you know if the mother was here most of the time, or was she back and forth from here in her house?
No, she was actually in a location every day with her family, and she had great family support.
Have you visited her home and talked with anyone nearby, or?
No, because everybody every day was in a location, and I would visit that location where they all were.
Do you happen to know what is next for the mother and the child, where we go from here?
I'm sure just a lot of hugs and kisses.
Do you plan to visit the home?
I think that we're bonded for life. That's what she and I talked about. So I'm there for her if she needs me.
Now, we know that you being from Slocum, you know about the folks in this area. Tell me, were any people in your hometown contacting you about how they could help?
Oh, listen, Facebook, I've tried to give updates every day to let everybody know. That was one thing she asked me to do, is let everybody know how much she appreciated all the volunteers and everything that was going on. And the only thing she ever asked out of the community, for me to ask the community, was to just keep praying. She just wanted her little boy home safely.
Can you tell us anything about the boy's condition? We know he had a medical condition.
No, I don't have any information about that.
Thank you, Senator Harry.
I just know he's safe.
That's the good news, absolutely.
Yes, and thank you guys. Thanks to the media.
Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, Sally and John, Senator Harry Ann Smith here in the area, she's been in contact with the mother ever since this started. She mentioned that she has a bond with her that will last for a very long time, and obviously she's very thankful as well that little Ethan, who she referred to, the little boy who we've seen his name around town, he is alive and safe. We can only imagine that he is obviously headed to the hospital with his family, and we hope to get more details about his condition at the next news conference, which we do not know when that will be, but we have been told the opportunity will be somewhat soon, and so we hope to bring you that conference live on our air as soon as it happens.